This is TWiT.
I had no idea.
Wow.
Do you know that Taylor Swift has
lots
of stalkers? I don't even want to say a number, but I guess I'm not surprised. Hundreds. So security for Taylor Swift at California's Rose Bowl last May used face recognition to spot the stalkers. Hundreds of images of known Taylor Swift stalkers. The kiosk was set up to show highlights of the singer's rehearsals. Secretly recorded the faces of onlookers, which were sent to a command post across the country in Nashville. Everybody who went by would stop and stare at. The software would start working, according to Chief Security Officer at live entertainment security company Oakview Group, who personally attended the event. It's unknown if any of the footage were kept or even if it identified any real stalkers or what happened if it did. But, you know, this is actually confirming something we've been hearing for some time, which is that stadiums routinely use face recognition to recognize rowdy fans that have been kicked out in the past. Man, if I were Taylor Swift, you bet I'd use that.
Yeah, I think this is actually a pretty common practice at this point. I remember earlier this year, in China, the Chinese police used facial recognition to identify
jaywalkers.
No. It was at a concert. It was a sea of 60,000 people, and they were able to find this man that was accused of economic crimes or something like that. So I just remember the headline being, that this person was found in a sea of 60,000 people at a concert, and also I believe Ticketmaster announced that they were going to be embracing more facial recognition or surveillance technology at concerts in the U.S. So I think basically my view on this is if you're going to a concert, you're probably being surveilled to an extreme degree at this point. I think it's actually it's becoming fairly common, and I guess I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm interested to see how this works from an advertising perspective, though, because when it comes to concerts, I've always been a bit wary or kind of interested in the overlap of security technology and advertising ever since I went to a concert earlier this year, I think the Arctic Monkeys, and the only way that I could use my ticket that I purchased was to download an app by the company Axis. And of course, and I also had forgotten to, bring headphones in the subway over. So I decided to read the privacy policy for the app on my way over. And I realized that essentially it was taking a log of everything the phone was doing, everywhere you went, where you moved within once you were using your ticket. And I assume that if these stadiums are deploying facial recognition technology, then so they were taking that information and selling it to advertisers. So I assume that facial recognition technology will go there too. They'll know that you looked at Coca possibly getting a freezy for 3 minutes and then decided not to.
Oh my God! So, you know what? This is going to be the new normal. And so the only real advice is download the app, use it to get in, and then delete it immediately.
Yeah, don't give it any permissions. Have your phone on airplane mode.
Jeez Louise, that's terrible.
It's crazy.
That's terrible.
Because it was you had to show a barcode that was constantly refreshing, kind of like an authenticator app. So there was no way to get around it. It was ostensibly supposed to stop ticket scalping.
Yeah, that's the excuse, isn't it? Yeah.
But of course, the number of things it was pulling from you at the same time was
I should
insane.
Look at, to get into Springsteen, we had to use, it was the Harry Potter show. We had to use the Ticketmaster app, which didn't work, by the way. I ended up getting tickets printed anyway. I bet you anything. I should look at the permissions on that Ticketmaster app. I bet you anything it's doing exactly the same thing.
Yeah, anytime you have to download an app, it probably is.
That's so annoying.
That's the New York Times just came out with that piece earlier this week about all the different apps that are tracking your location and selling it at any given point. And
I've been saying this for some time, though. That because I've seen a lot of apps, like Product Hunt released an app that was kind of a goofy app called Sip. You remember this? It's still out. It would give you one headline a day because you can't drink the news river, so sip from the news straw. One little, but I don't think that was the point of that app. I increasingly think people will do anything to get an app on your phone because the data they get is so valuable that they're just going to do anything, make up apps. It's very sad.